This is Times Drive. I'm Joel Pereira, and we in the Auto Journo fraternity like to think of ourselves as grizzled veterans, unwavering to the machinations of the madmen of marketing, the subtle misdirection of automotive engineers, and glossy brochures. But every once in a while, there comes a car that takes us completely by surprise, and this is one such car, the Mahindra XUV 500. Yup, good old MUV and Scorpio making Mahindra have taken a huge leap forward and in the right direction. For us, the only immediate flaw that is visible in this SUV is the name, which is a bit unfortunate. Read it out aloud and you're reading XUV 500, but as Mahindra will tell you, it's supposed to be read as 500. Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna do that. 500, really? But it doesn't matter. A name's a name. What's really important is what's under the hood. So enough of this gay banter. Let's drive. Right, so the XUV 500 is not an upgrade or a rehash or a platform derivative. This is an all-new car with an all-new platform. So unlike every other Mahindra that came before it, the ladder frame is out and an all-new monocoque chassis is in. However, the engine has been carried forward from the Scorpio, so what you're getting here is the 2.2-litre mHawk diesel. But in the XUV, it's been tuned to put out 140 bhp. More importantly, 330 Newton-meters of torque. Now this is an engine we know and love from the Scorpio, but here in the XUV, the mHawk really shines. It takes about 5 minutes to figure out what makes this engine tick because there is a bit of lag at engine speeds below 1200 RPM. Push the engine a little harder though, and that's where you're getting all its power. What we also love is the tremendous low-end torque, which makes a huge difference while driving in heavy traffic. All that torque means far less gear shifts, and honestly, in slow-moving traffic, you never have to get out of second gear, even from standstill. Now, since the XUV is much lighter than the Scorpio, Mahindra claims a fuel efficiency of 15.1 kilometers per litre. And out in the real world, you're only going to get those kind of numbers on the highway. In the city, though, it's closer to about 12.6. Now, though the engine is super, what's letting it down is the 6-speed manual gearbox. These gears should have been far more slicker, and shifting in the XUV sometimes does feel like dragging a stick through some mud. Downshifting, especially into second, makes the gears seem a little recalcitrant, willfully disobedient, and you have to kind of coax it in. But in about 10 minutes, you've got that figured out too. What will distract you from the sludgy gearbox, though, are the sheer number of toys that Mahindra has stuck into the driver's cabin for you, the driver, to play with. We've got the top-end all-wheel drive version, and the checklist seems endless and does include climate control, GPS navigation, a stereo with Bluetooth, USB and a touchscreen display, cruise control, steering-mounted audio controls, parking sensors, rain-sensing wipers, automatic headlamps. Yep. You're going to have a lot of fun driving this car. You've also got these bits of detailing that show how much care Mahindra has taken of the interiors, like for instance, the red mood lighting or the curved conversation mirror that allows you to look at people in the back seat or allows parents to monitor unruly children. Toys aside, we think Mahindra could have done a little better job with the quality of the plastics. And here's the funny bit. The entire central console is very slick, but it's the dashboard plastics that look a little too hard, the simulated leather grain a little too coarse. Similarly, the dials all look great, but the switches and stocks could have had a better tactile feel. So far, so good. But what's really standing the XUV 500 out from every Mahindra that came before it is the ride and handling. Now, Mahindra vehicles, including the Scorpio, are world famous in India for their iffy suspension. too much bounce, body roll and general throat-gulping uncertainty, especially around a hard corner. With the XUV though, all that iffiness is gone, vanished like a fart on a windy day. The monocoque chassis keeps everything nice and stiff, and with the multi-link suspension in the rear, this is a car that keeps it together nicely. When I drove the XUV out of the plant in Chakan this morning, I approached my first corner gingerly, unsure about what this car was going to do. I shouldn't have been worried though. Body roll is minimal, the rear comes around just when you want it to. And I was soon doing things in this car I wouldn't dare doing in a Scorpio, or for that matter, any SUV in this category. The XUV comes in three variants. There's the W6 and W8 4x2. And then there's the W8 all-wheel drive, which is what I'm driving right now. This is a system we are used to, similar to ones in cars like the Yeti, detecting low traction and supplying power to wheels that have the most grip. If you do spring for the top-end W8 variant, you're also getting hill descent control, which does come in handy while off-roading. Now off-roading is fine, but I really doubt anyone's going to get the 5-spoke alloy wheel stained with any real mud. So the important question is the XUV 500 comfortable? Short answer, yes. Yes it is. The XUV comes in the 7-seater format, and for rows 1 and 2, the seats are all plush and comfortable with plenty of leg and headroom. For the people in the third row though, not so much. Yup, this is the row you're going to have to save for children and people you don't like. However, if you do fold the seats down like what we did, you're going to get a lot of boot space. When we began this review, we said that we're jaded, grizzled journalistic veterans, not easily shocked. But at the press event just 2 days ago, when the company announced the prices, what they got as a response was shocked silence. A few muffled gasps. I think there was a lady in the third row who actually wept. Because, dear viewer, this big bundle of joy can be yours. The price is starting at a jaw-dropping 10.8 lakhs for the base two-wheel drive W6, 11.9 for the fully loaded two-wheel drive W8, and 12.88 lakhs for the all-wheel drive W8 AWD. Yup, the XUV 500 needs to be on your Diwali list. And the best part is, once you own it, you can call it whatever you like. I think I'm gonna call this one Bob.